Coming to you live from the Platinum Hen House. It's Fowl language in the Golden Supreme.
Golden Supreme. Stop in the name of love for Fowl Language Golden Supreme Flour and Seasoning Blend. Now available on Amazon and www.fowlspice.com. Golden Supreme.
How my journey began. It's graduation time. Family is very important to me, including my puppies. The Marine Corps played a huge role in my life and allowed me to be ambitious, inspiring, a mentor, and achieve all of my goals. As a financial expert, I've received multiple awards, done various events as a guest speaker all over the U.S. with my platform of creating healthy financial habits, along with having my own business, all leading up to my show. Come along for the journey.
Hello, Gems, and welcome. For the month of June, I'm going to be highlighting the achievements of men who are fathers and mentors, not only to their children, but to other individuals as well. They have successful careers, are inspirational and impactful in the communities around them. This is our Happy Father's Day edition. Here are a few statistics on the spice and seasoning industry. The global spices market size was estimated to be $6.58 billion in 2020. The spices and seasoning market is going to continue to grow and reach an estimated $22.87 billion by the year 2026. This is definitely a good industry to be in. According to entrepreneur.com, the average cost to start an herb and spice business is anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000. Key factors that drive the spices market growth include increased demand for authentic food cuisine and new product launches. Now, for today's guest, he was born in Lindell, Texas. When asked which is his favorite, flats or drums, he said flats all day. You hear that, Jim?
All day.
Flats. None of this drum stuff. All you drums people, you need to get on board with the flats. That's right. I said it. His favorite chicken restaurant to eat at is Henderson Chicken, located in Dallas, Texas. A good memory that he has growing up is spending summers in East Texas with all of his cousins. He currently resides with his wife, Porschea, of 21 years in Forney, Texas, which is about 25 miles east of Dallas. Gems, let's welcome Tony Woods and co-owner of Fowl Language, LLC, to the show. Welcome.
Welcome. Hey. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. We love it.
Hello.
Love it. Yeah, so we have a lot of information for our gems. You guys are definitely going to love him today. So we got to go ahead and get started. So how did the idea of selling your own seasoning begin?
The idea of selling my own seasoning. Before COVID, we were looking to do a food truck using my seasoning. Let me back this up a little bit. We were actually going to buy a franchise is what we looked into. That's where we were going to start. The franchise, they wanted about a $25,000 investment. And I thought, my grandmother had a pretty good seasoning. I think I can make this work. So we were looking for a brick and mortar in the beginning. And it was between that or a food truck. We were leaning more towards a food truck. And then COVID showed up and changed everybody's plans, including mine. And my wife Porschea mentioned, well, why don't we sell the seasoning blend online? That really wasn't my, I'm thinking, well, I'm giving up trade secret here and everybody knows what's in my special sauce. And I didn't want to do that. But I am so glad that I listened to her advice. Men, listen to your wives.
You heard it.
And been going great ever since. So yeah.
I love it. So how did you come up with the name for your business? I have a very, very unique and unforgettable name. I love it.
Yes, Fowl Language, FOWL, we speak delicious fried chicken. I'm from back in the day when you would hang out with your grandparents. And in East Texas, my grandmother would always cook a Sunday dinner, which included her fried chicken. So we would sit on the porch breaking purple hull peas. If anybody knows what those are, back in the day, you would sit there and hull the peas so you can get them ready for Sunday dinner. So I was really close to my grandmother. So I was always in the kitchen with her or around her ankle somewhere. I was always near. And just watching my grandmother put the seasonings together for her fried chicken. And I would ask her, hey, her name was Margaret. We called her Morgie. That was her nickname. How do you know how much, what do you put in the seasoning? You don't measure, you don't do any of these things. She was like, baby, it's just a snippet of this and a shuckle full of that. And I'm like, what? So I asked her one day if I could, write down the recipe and sort of guess at what she was actually, measuring it with. So, and the other thing she told me, I'm like, well, how do you know what actually goes in the chicken? And she said, baby, the chicken speaks to me. So with that, I Fowl Language, the chicken actually speaks to you. So the rest is history. And that's when we came up with the name Fowl Language.
I love it. We always hear
no curse words.
Yeah, no curse words. That's
no
right.
No curse words. Yeah, just Fowl Language.
I like it. I like it. Just knowing when the chicken says, okay, that's enough of this, a little bit of that. And that's definitely how a lot of our grandmothers, great grandmothers used to cook back in the day. It wasn't a lot of recipes.
Oh, yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So starting a business is never cheap. How much did it cost to get your business fully up and running?
Fully up and running. I don't think our first blend, commercially blended, was out of pocket about $900. Then we had to hire an attorney because we wanted an LLC.
Right.
That's a limited liability corporation. So if anything should turn bad, if there's a lawsuit involved, they can come after you personally for personal property. So we wanted to protect ourselves also, but not that we were going to do anything wrong, but things happen. Right. So that part with an attorney, we had to have a website professionally designed. And your website, I know there are some people out there that say they can give you a website for $15, Right. If you're trying to be polished and professional, you need to hire someone polished and professional because your website represents who you are out in the public. So when we got the website up and running, we would always get compliments on our website. It is so professional. It looks so great. And it was a job well done. So kudos to the guy that took care of our website. We get a lot of compliments on it. So with that, the attorney, website, trademark, about $5K.
About $5K. Yeah, broken down. So Jim's, hey, don't go cheap if you want the good stuff. No. It's always going to come out in the end.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to also tell them that it took about 6 months or a little bit longer to come back with the patent, because he has a patent. A lot of you guys don't have a patent. You need to have a patent out there, especially before you start growing and before your names get super popular like theirs.
Right. The trademark. You want the trademark on the Fowl Language. There were several different companies by the name of Fowl Language, actually. But we do fried chicken. There's some guy that sells books. I mean, there's 3 or 4 different names out there, but you want to be unique and you want to grab on and keep a hold on it. So in the future, you're going to be okay.
Absolutely. I always say you never know who else is using your name until you actually look.
That's right.
Right. Like you said, Fowl Language, you're like, this is great. And you're like, wait, this is a book guy or somebody else is using it. But as long as you have your own niche for your own category, and that's what the attorney and the trademark is looking for, that no one has it for specifically for what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely.
So when did your business open?
We started working on everything in November of 2019, and we actually launched in April of 2020. Yeah.
And then go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So it's been almost a year, a little bit, year and maybe 2 months here now.
And then who did you originally sell to?
We originally well, we had a lot of family and friends that we sold to in the beginning. They're always going to be the ones that's going to support you and get you going on anywhere. So we, some of it I gave away free because I knew that they would tell other people about it.
Right.
To get them involved and get them just to try. When you're a new brand, you try to get your name out there any way possible. So we knew to start with family and friends, and my family and friends would tell other.
Yeah.
So we got it going that way. And later on, I started posting in the social media groups on Facebook. And that just sort of really took off. And it was a lot of daily posting. I posted every day, 4 or 5 hours. I'd post in the morning and then sometimes come back in the late evening and post again. And I know this foul language guy, I don't know, is ticking because he is just all over Facebook with this stuff. So, I with a small budget for marketing, you have to take that step yourself, and nobody's going to do for you what you can do for yourself. So it's important to get out there and get your name.
Absolutely. So what did you guys kind of budget for marketing, for your social media marketing?
We didn't really per se have an actual budget. It was just sort of by a wing and a prayer, if I had to just tell the truth about it. But I would say Facebook was basically free. I mean, you just post and do your thing there. Now we're on Amazon, and we just got recently on Walmart. So there's a bit more expense involved with that.
Yeah, we'll get to those two goodies here in a little bit.
Okay.
I wanted to know that your seasoning package is NEN. Tell us what that means.
NEN. NEN stands for nothing else needed.
I love that.
Package, the seasoning, the salts, the different herbs, different spices. All you have to do is basically dip it, drop it in the heat, and serve. You could almost put a beat to that. Dip it, drop it in the heat, and serve.
Dip it, drop it, serve. You guys heard that, Jim?
Yeah.
Nothing
else needed.
Yes, I love that because there's been times, I'll buy a seasoning packet and I'm like, they didn't put none of this in there.
Right.
But you taste it, we all, they didn't put that. This one, none of that, Jim. We don't do
we
none of that.
We got it all in there. All in there.
You just buy the packet, get your chicken, season it up.
That's right.
Fry it.
I'm surprised if you open up the bag, the chicken, the kitchen sink might fall out. There's so much stuff involved in our package.
I love it. So how did you locate and find a company to do your blending for the seasonings? Because this is a good story for them to know too.
Yeah, we went online and we just kind of researched seasoning blending companies, and we found a company up in Colorado that offered a pretty good price. We could send our original recipe to them. They would blend it and send us a small sample back and see if it met the requirements that we, put with our seasoning. And after that, we just go ahead and order it in bulk. Later on, we found a local company because, like I say, as a new business and a new startup, you want to cut costs as much as possible. So we found a local vendor here in Dallas, actually Carrollton, Texas, and we sent him the recipe. They blended, and now it was going to be about $300 or $400, depending on the size of the buck.
Right.
$700 to ship to you. So we jumped in our little SUV, loaded that stuff up and bring it on home. Brought it on home and put it in a storage unit. And we bring some here to our house to shelf. And whenever I have to ship out, it's here and it's available. So anything sort of cut the cost.
Absolutely. And another thing too, when you guys were using Colorado, you still had to do the heat seal yourself, the packing. So they were so I wanted to know that too.
We were doing when we started off. Now, I was doing it. They would send it in bulk. I would package it myself, hand dip it, drop it in, and then heat seal the package.
Yeah.
Then ship it out. So any way we could cut costs, we found a way to do that. Later on, as we started to make income from this, you want to up your game. You want to put that polished edge on it. So we had a package designed, professionally photographed, and then the company in Carrollton, they did it all. They had the complete package. Now it just comes to us packaged, ready to ship. So yeah, but we cut costs. As an entrepreneur, I've started several different businesses, and your bottom dollars, you start out with a crawl, then a walk, then a run, but you're always in a slight jog no matter what you do.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you guys found a local business.
Yeah,
because that's also giving it back to the local communities.
Yes.
And it's helping to get your word out because people know the business and they're like, oh, we know what that is, and they'll start doing an association. So that is definitely a good plus for the both of you. So you mentioned it before, but what are some of your primary sources for marketing? We all know social media because guys, gyms, I met them on social media. I saw Fowl language. I was like, wait a minute, it was in one of our little business groups. And I was like, I think I like this. Let me go see. Yeah. And so I was one of those people that hit them up. So for those of you who are thinking about doing social media, it does work. It may take a while before you start getting the likes and the but it will eventually, you keep it up, like he said, day in, day night, every time he's posting. And then ta-da, here we are. You mentioned Amazon and Walmart.com. So we want to get into that. You have a specific award that you guys achieved on Amazon. What was that? Tell us.
We're very proud of Fowl Language. For 3 weeks in a row, we were the #1 new release in poultry seasoning mix. That's on Amazon. The #1 new release in poultry seasoning mix for 3 weeks straight. So that was quite an achievement. We were very proud.
That means definitely a good achievement to have. This is Amazon guy. Everything is on Amazon.
Absolutely.
To get that many people's attention and keep it week after week, day after day. Like I said, that is hands down. Bravo, bravo, bravo for that. And so now that he gave you a little bit about that, what it took to get that, we're going to peel the onion back a little bit because Amazon is no easy feat to get onto them. So,
not at all.
Yes.
I'm surprised my marriage of 20 years survived just trying to get on Amazon.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, tell us how that came about and what you had to go through because it's not easy.
No. Amazon, I believe, they've got a litmus test. It has to be something else because it took us about 2 weeks to get on Amazon, working on it daily. And we will put the information in. They want to know that you're an LLC. They want to know you're Dun & Bradstreet. You can look that up. You want to have an EIN. All these things Amazon requires. And we had all that stuff. Luckily, just tooling around the website, I started Googling different things. I'm like, what does different companies, you should have this, you should have that, Hey, get all that in place. So we went to Amazon. We thought we had it in place, and we would go and fill out the information, get to a certain part that was kind of a sticking part, and then they would totally kick our application out, just totally kick it out, drop it down, and you'd have to start all over again. It was like my wife was looking at me, I'm looking at her, and we tried this over and over again. And finally, out of the blue, we were putting in the same information. We were in. We got a call from one gentleman that worked for Amazon, and we had to physically show our ID. Amazon does not take any chance on fraud, or if that business is yours, it better be your business. And they're going to check your passport, your ID. Yeah, it was tedious, but we finally got in. And like I said, I believe what they were doing as a litmus test is that they're kicking you out of the system to see if you're going to come back and put something else in what you put on the application in the first place. And those two things aren't going to add up. So it was quite the journey to get on Amazon. Yeah.
Tell them about keeping a healthy account, because now that you got on, then what now has to happen?
The other thing is keeping a healthy account, your customer service, your reviews, slow product is selling too slow, different things. Amazon can change your life. You can be doing really well, and if you misstep or make a couple of mistakes, they can shut your account down for a couple of weeks or a couple of days. Or I read some of the forums on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Have been actually kicked out of Amazon. So yeah, you've got to be on customer service, shipping that product out on a timely manner. Now, what I would say with this is that when Amazon calls you up or sends you an email, you know you're doing pretty well because they're watching what you do. So they wanted us to start our shipping. We get the order and I would ship to the Amazon customer. Amazon say, hey, Mr. Woods, you guys are doing pretty well. Why don't we just take over your shipping? So that's when you know you're doing okay on Amazon, when they call and request that you do something. Yeah. So yeah, we're really excited about our product.
No, okay, so James, he downplayed it a little bit. That's not when you're doing well. That's when you're doing good on Amazon. Because before they had to, he and his wife were responsible for the shipping. So if you have all these orders, they absorb the shipping and shipping fee. And you got people who want it in Washington State. Mm-hmm. You got people who want it all over. Tell us the furthest away that you shipped to so far.
The furthest we've shipped away, and this was just through our when I was doing the shipping, was United Kingdom.
Yes.
United Kingdom. That's yeah.
That's some shipping costs.
It's funny. We got to the United Kingdom before we've sold in almost every state except for maybe Alaska and Hawaii. But we got to the United Kingdom before even we picked up Hawaii and Alaska. So
I love that. So hey, Amazon is there for you. They're watching you, just like what Tony said, watching your growth and willing to give you these perks. Another one of the things that I did want to hit on is there isn't a contract with them per se for Amazon. It's kind of sort of a loose agreement.
Yeah, there's actually a contract, and it's basically about, making sure that you say who you are and fraud prevention, and that you follow these rules. And what else was I going to say? Basically, just a contract in that way, and they have a monthly membership. I think it's like $43 a month or something like that.
Right.
And they get a percentage of your sales also.
Yep, a percentage of the sales.
Percentage of your sales overall.
Right. And then at any time, either you or Amazon can nullify the agreement.
Oh yeah, you just walk away, and you're done. So yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah.
Right. So Jim's is letting you know, this isn't like a 1-year contract with Amazon. This isn't like a 5-year contract. No. This is let me see how you do. If we like you, we keep you. If we don't, you go.
You're gone. Yeah.
You are gone.
We're making pretty sure that they like us at all times.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot of competition on that website with different seasoning blends and herbs and spices, and there's a ton of them. So you have to really stand out.
Definitely, they're definitely standing out. So it sounds like Amazon puts buyers through a very, very strict process to ensure that customers receive the best product and experience. So tell us about the process to sell your product with Walmart.com, because this one's a little bit different.
This is different. This is what Walmart is. We figured this out. Once again, we do our research. We look up, we Google, we YouTube, we look at videos about how to sell on Walmart and all these different things. And you'll watch this guy, and he gives a lot of good information on how to sell on Walmart. And this is when you know you're pretty good. In the video, the guy explained what you had to do to get on Walmart. But you know what Walmart wants you to have before you come to Walmart? They want you to have an Amazon. Yes, an account. They want you to have an Amazon account already established, because Walmart is like, well, if you got accepted by Amazon and you're probably already good, they're going to put you through that litmus test. So come on in. So in the video, the guy was explaining that it's going to take about 2 weeks if Walmart calls you at all. If they call you at all. But it's going to be at least 2 weeks. We got a call within an hour from Walmart. They said, hey, your application's been approved. Come on in. So yeah, now we're on Walmart. I think it's been about a month now. But Walmart is a little bit different from Amazon. So you still have to figure out how to advertise and market. So we're still working on that. Yeah.
Everything is a work in progress. But
absolutely, every day.
I wanted to tell them like, hey, you get on Amazon, a lot of other places are then, like you said, will see the ability that everything you went to the ringer for Amazon, and now they're like, oh, we don't need to do all of that. And we know your product is already worthy of Amazon's. Why wouldn't it be worthy of us? So good for you guys for going to Amazon first and not going the other route.
Yeah, it's almost like you always take. I will always tell people this. There's no wrong with telling people this. There's sometimes doubt in your head about things.
Right.
But if you sort of wait and stand back, but stay engaged, I think the universe listens.
Yes.
It'll part its ways and open up for you and show you exactly what you need to see. So I know this will happen, and we'll figure it out how to do this Walmart thing and make it work for us. So
Absolutely, no doubt. And speaking of the universe and opening up, what are your next steps for your business, your vision?
I am considered a serial entrepreneur. A lot of different things. I wear a lot of different hats. We have more spices and seasoning blends coming out. I understand a lot of people like lemon pepper. So we're getting ready to launch that in maybe 3 or 4 months. I'll have a taste test at my house, invite family and friends over and let them see what their thoughts are. We've got our garlic and herb seasoning. And I had another one. It'll come to me at some point. So, but anyway, we plan to, and one is just going to be a seasoning salt, basically, kind of like a Lorry seasoning salt. So as you get involved with this more, your mind starts having more ideas on what to create and what to make, and you're keeping your pulse on the public to see what they like, not what you like, but what they like.
What they like.
Yes.
And I know you mentioned it when we spoke before, but getting your products actually on the shelves.
Yes. That's we're physically, we're on Walmart and Amazon.com, but we're not physically inside those stores yet. So that's gonna have to be me getting all pretty and gloss it up one day, tie on, brush myself off, and actually walk into the store. Some stores, like a lot of stores that people don't know about, they have local vendors that they buy from. So they want to test your product out and put some of those products on the shelf and see what kind of feedback they get from consumers that come in and purchase. So yeah, that's one of my other steps too.
And then I want them to know, for these season packets, what else can they use them for? Because they can use it for chicken, but they can also use it for some vegetables as well when they're doing their frying.
Yes, we have our two major blends are one for chicken, fried chicken, and then we have one that's for fried fish. It's a cornmeal blend. You can also use that for vegetables like fried corn, fried okra, fried tomatoes.
Yes.
The blend goes delicious with the fried tomatoes. It is just, you can have them this day and make that work. It is just delicious. So also I've known some people that have called me about the chicken blend, Fowl language, Golden Supreme, and they've used it on pork chops. So people try different things. Yeah, we just got a bad seasoning. It's a bad boy, so probably So it works all the way around.
I love it. Just wanting them to know that you can use it for chicken, but you can use it for all other things that they enjoy frying. So with that being said, what makes your product unique, and why would someone want to choose your seasoning and spice packet among all the other pet competitors? Why Fowl language?
This is a 120-year-old recipe.
Ooh.
Around for a long, long time, and it has tested the time. And so I knew that back when I was a little child growing up with my grandmother, and when people got on Sundays, if my grandmother was going to be cooking fried chicken, word got around, and people would just show up.
Yeah.
And some would bring their own chicken in that's uncooked and say, hey, if you throw this in your blend, can we have Sunday dinner with you? So just those memories of that. And then finally, my thoughts of putting a food truck together, I knew I was on to something. It was just a matter of time, and just not getting it out to the general public was was going to be a blessing. So now everything is in place, and we're moving pretty well.
I like it. So Jim's not only has a recipe been around for over 120 years, again, it's an NEN, nothing else needed.
Yes.
It's a commercially blend, so you're getting the same blend every single time.
Every time.
It's not one of those packets where you say, what happened the last time?
This changed, yeah.
Yeah, it's a consistency. And another thing about consistency, your price has remained the same since you started, and that's good. It didn't go up. So what is the price?
The price is $10.99 a bag.
I love that. And it's remained consistent. And that, Jim's, is a good price. Let me tell you, when it comes to seasoning, this is definitely a good marketable price, and you're getting good value for that. So as we continue to celebrate and appreciate Father's Day, what are some words of encouragement you would like to provide to our youth?
To our youth, I believe, in my personal opinion, that it would be nice for everybody to be a business owner or have thoughts of starting your own business. You know, me growing up and back in the day and going to different establishments, you never saw a Black owner behind the counter. You know, it was usually a white-owned establishment or some, but generally never a minority-owned establishment. And I always took note about those things. You know, even growing up, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I always had a vision of doing my own thing and just carrying that with me for such a long time. Like I said, the universe listens, and if it's in your heart, things are going to open up for you, and you're going to find a way. Now, the other thing I would say, try to stop scratching my nose here. Got a little allergies. This is what I would say. There is no reason, but if you want to, there's no reason to try to reinvent the wheel. You know, this is a copycat world. It's not about, people think they've got to come up with the latest and greatest and newest and this and that to make it all work. No. What I mean by a copycat world, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just take what you do and see what somebody else is doing, and you out customer service them. You just take that wheel and you stick your own personal spoke in there and let that wheel return. So
get better.
I've come up with have been based off what I saw and thought, hey, there's a niche for that. I think I can do that a little bit better, and I customer service whoever has it going on. So that's what I would share with the youth of the day.
I like it.
Listen and learn. See what's going on in the world. You don't have to come up with anything brand new. Just
take what's out there and make it your own.
Make it your own. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tony, thank you for sharing your tips and knowledge with us today.
You're quite welcome. I enjoy being here. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, Gems, it's time for your financial gems. Your financial gems for today are: keep as much of your cash as possible. You're making the cash. Be mindful enough to keep it all. Number two, make saving a habit. When you have a habit, you create a routine. When you have a routine, it becomes part of your lifestyle and who you are. So making that saving becomes you, so it becomes naturally. Really, really love that one. If you are not good with finances, then marry someone that is. I always talk about having an accountability partner. If you're not good at something, find someone that is. Don't just be out there like, well, I'm not good at finances. No, find someone that is. Love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
Number 4, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. A closed mouth never gets fed. Like you heard Tony say, Amazon, Walmart, Facebook, social media, you can't be afraid to get out in that water and just see what's going to happen, because good things will come to you. Like he said, the universe will open up and give you those things. And finally, never get comfortable or complacent in your situation. Always keep an updated vision and continue to expand your business. All right, Gems, it's our show custom to have every guest provide our gems with an inspirational quote. Tony, what is your personal inspirational quote you would like to share with us today?
My personal inspiration quote is actually one I gave you about not reinventing the wheel.
I like it.
I'm telling you, that goes for miles. I think that if you look at what's going on, you copycat, and I'm going to say the word copycat, and you just design it into your own niche, you're going to do well. That is
Love it.
wisdom on that.
I love it. You know, I'm always telling people there are hundreds and hundreds of soaps out there.
Yes.
Just because you want to come up with another soap, who cares? It's the same thing. Make yours, like you said, make yours different, give it better customer service, and there you are. I love that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So, Tony, thank you for being a guest on the show and being part of our journey.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you. All right, Jims, creating healthy financial habits is a lifelong commitment. Remember, without change, there be no butterflies. Changing habits, changing lives, and changing futures are all up to you. Till next time, Jims, take care.